Page 83, harmonic fifths and sixths. I wasn't going to do a lesson on this because it's one line long and I think you can handle it, but I want to make sure you understand about harmonic fifths and sixths. We're referring to intervals, an interval of a fifth and an interval of a sixth. Let's take just in C major, this is in C major, so we do the C major, white keys. I'll do a C as the first note, and if I want a fifth above, I count up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a fifth. A sixth is just one more. And that's what this is about, these intervals. And they have it down here too. Okay. Now you can move either note. I can go up here, to go from a fifth to a sixth, I can move the top note up one, or I can move the bottom note down one. Same thing. I mean, this is an interval of a sixth, so it doesn't matter which note you move, it's just one of them moves. Harmonic, remember, means playing them at the same time. That's why we're doing it. That's why everything's at the same time. So just look it over real quick. It's 4/4 time in C major and treble. Okay, it's got a repeat sign and you got quarter notes. The fingering for the right hand, they want the fifth finger to come up. I want to show you a little more advanced fingering for this because we're going to start getting out of this 5-finger position. That's a beginner's position. We're going to start spreading out a little bit. I'm going to show you another one. I don't want to use fifth finger for that. I don't want to use thumb for that. For both. So what I'm going to do is rather than 1/4, 1/5, I'm going to use straight up in 1/4. I'm in this position. That way I can use 5 here. It's much more solid fingering and I encourage you to get used to it. Then in the third measure, you're coming down here. Well, rather than here, you reach down and use second. That saves the thumb for the B. So we're kind of just spread out a little bit. So you're here, and then come down here, just 2 and 5. Like that. And then when you repeat, you 2, 5, you change it to 1 and 4. Can you do that? You lift up anyway. Good practice. I highly recommend that fingering. We're going to do the same thing in the left hand. Rather than 1 in here, we'll use 2. And then third measure, rather than here, I'm going to use 4th finger. So you're here to start. And then in the third measure, you're here. Suddenly I'd taken a fairly simple little piece that's easy to play and challenged you with it. But if you can get this, it's going to help you so much later on. It really will. As far as the staccatos go, it's just hinge at the wrist here. On the key and bouncing off each time. Now, remember I said earlier, I did say it whether you remembered or not, that when we repeat things, we would prefer not to have to play them exactly the same each time. Well, here, what we can change is you can change the dynamic. You can play it softer the second time. It's marked MF or mezzo forte. Second time, you can play it softly. But another thing you can change is the staccatos. We've been doing short staccatos. Well, you can do long staccatos. Just separate them. Anything that is not connected is a staccato. So do long staccato, just separate them. I'm kind of playing them more like 8th note and an 8th rest there. Try that. It changes something. It's good practice. I mean, these dynamics, the staccato things, hopefully you can practice those when you're practicing the scale. You're doing the scale anyway, so just practice this other technique. Because that way, when you get it in pieces, you can already do it. You already know how to do it. Let's play it together slowly. We probably don't need to, but let's do that. I'll give us 4 counts. And we are going to repeat now. I think the first time I'm going to play them short staccato, and then when we repeat, I'm going to play them long staccato, so we can do both here. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest. Rest. 1, 2, 3, repeat. Rest. Rest.